Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish back with the finale of Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor. I'm so glad that you could be here to see the end of our adventures with the Lords of Harmondale, soon to be the Lords of this entire world. So, we're gonna head out here and just kind of take one last look at our kingdom, such as it is. There's not much to it, I guess, in wintertime, but... And also, since we... you know, cast Armageddon here. So listen. We've talked it over, and we want to let you know that you're doing a great job. Yeah, well, okay, well, thanks for your service. And all of you, don't make any trouble while we're gone. Okay, folks. So, we have all of our buffs on. And that means that we are ready to go back to the Lincoln where we have set a Lloyd's beacon. And now we can go back and forth without any concern for the underwater monsters outside, except for one little thing. There's one last thing we've got to do. Before we actually finish the game, I want to show you something. I promised you a little bit of an Easter egg.
I hope there's some gold in there at least.
So, yeah. This, of course, a secret building, accessible only by teleporting through the temple in a bottle. Where are we? The strange temple. Let's find out, shall we? Our jewels are green. Oh, look at our perception skill kicking in, though. A catalyst, you say? Might as well take it. Well, looks pretty quiet in here. Shall we change that? So peaceful. Oh no. No, it's not just the mod. This particular place is always here, you see.
Very weak.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'm with Tuvok this time. Like, that's actually correct. Let's head over this way. A little further in. What strange halls these be? Am I right? Come on, come on, come on. There we go. A little bit of a maze. Aha. Here we go. Now. All of these doors suddenly open. Now, none of this is going to be like, you know, super great treasure or anything, because that's not the point of this level. Right? Like, I'm playing it up for drama, but you'll see why we're here in just a moment, other than floor cache, of course. Because all of this treasure is crap. Especially at the end of the game. I mean, considering that we just got the temple in a bottle in the very, like, next to last level, the penultimate area. Ooh. Oh, no. we appear to have been teleported. To where, you may wonder. Perhaps you'll notice this familiar symbol. Perhaps, if you watched my Might and Magic 6 Let's Play, then you might even recognize some of this layout.
We may have a problem with this one.
Lord Roberts. Let's see here. Well, we can't have him casting Hour of Power all over the place, can we? Lord Roberts. Thankfully, unlike Robert the Wise, even though he shares a sprite, you'll notice that he can cast Hour of Power, but not Power Cure.
Barely hurts.
It's because he's not really like a, you know, like a secret boss or anything of that nature. We're just in Easter egg territory, remember. Oh, peasants. Who be these?
This should be easy.
Tom Zelliff.
This should be easy.
Derek Chester.
No problem.
Tony Evans, Chris Miller, Devin Chapman. Why, these are almost like modern non-fantasy names. Eric Williamson. It's a little more fantasy, I suppose. If you haven't guessed yet, first of all, definitely you should go back and check out my Might and Magic 6 Let's Play on YouTube. The entire adventure is there. And we explored this in, like, you know, pretty much the first episode. But, see, these are vending machines. Notice our money over there. See that it actually takes cash rather than giving, and then gives us a bottle. This is that's actually kind of funny, because of course this game was made way before Kickstarter existed. No, this right here is the logo for New World Computing, the design studio that made the game. And all of these wonderful folks here, Felon Sykes,
No problem.
Ian Bullard, each of these people
No problem.
are one of the devs. See, notice the layout here.
No problem.
This guy's got a corner office. This is New World Computing headquarters, which we can visit just like we did in Might and Magic 6 as an Easter egg dungeon.
No problem.
It's just a really cool tribute.
No problem.
You know, this is not some kind of secret dungeon where we're going to find a lot of really cool treasure or anything like that. It's just, this is sort of a shout out to the devs themselves. A lovely little experience that you can find. And of course, it also is a callback to Might and Magic 6, if you played that one, where you can visit New World Computing as well through a secret portal in the Shrine of the Gods, accessible in Dragon Sand, or through a secret door in New Sorpagal. There we go. So you might say that these are the original Kickstarter backers, I suppose. These are the folks who made the game. Empty office. Wonder who had that one. And unfortunately, I can't tell you who each and every one of them are. There's a few in here probably that I would recognize. Lord Robert, I believe refers to like the lead director or head producer of the studio. And I'm looking for someone else specific. We will probably know when we find him because our
No
jewels
problem.
will change. Paul Ratner. I mean, basically, yes. Now, presumably, I won't swear to this because I don't know for sure. Presumably, he was in on the joke. That would be my guess. I don't know that for certain. Oop, need to go back around this way, I guess. Because I would think that he had to sign off on some of this stuff. But you never know, because devs do slip things into their projects that are not always found until, like, way, way later. Yeah, that's what I think, too. I believe that everybody was kind of in on the gag, and it was a group experience. I don't think that they just, put him in there to be mean to him. Because everyone jokes about their boss being a tyrant, so of course, they actually made him into Lord Robert. And you'll notice we also have, like,
This should be easy.
Wacko the Ninja, Just a Brain, King Louie, another Wacko the Ninja, Andrew Y.C. Pupitus, Redrick. See, some of them seem like nonsense NPCs as well, and in a way they are. But a few of these are like debug NPCs, placeholders, so that the game can do run certain processes.
No problem.
Or call to certain error codes, that kind of thing, as well as being, just fun placeholders. So yeah, I think he's gonna be over this way. I'm opening all the doors to free the devs. At last, go. Go, run, escape. Your long time in prison is over. Nico Wargon. Charles Zilm and Carl Pindor must have shared an office.
No problem.
Brian Demetz. See, so, and I wish I could tell you who every single one of these people are. I really do. And unfortunately, even though I am, possessed of a little bit of Might and Magic lore, franchise lore as well as game lore, I just...
We may have a problem with this one.
Peter Zoop Ryu, look at that 30,000 hit points. Your conscience only has 3 hit points. I just don't know who all of these people are, but I know that they are level designers. They are sound designers.
We may have a problem with this.
Here's the guy we were looking for. So level designers, sound designers, animators, programmers, and this guy, John Van Canegum, who is the head of New World Computing Studios, or was back when it was a thing, New World Studios, of course, has since dissolved, but John Van Canegum was the guy who ran it, and he is the progenitor of Might and Magic. This is the guy who came up with the game. This is the dude who started it all.
We may have a problem with this.
He created a little crummy DOS game that was a turn-based strategy, and it was called King's Bounty. And King's Bounty got popular, and it evolved, and it transformed into a game called Heroes of Might and Magic. And Heroes of Might and Magic evolved into a great expanded universe, which included everything from the Isles of Terra to Swords of Zine to the Mandate of Heaven, and even here to Blood and Honor, as well as other games like Day of the Destroyer, which is the 8th one that came next. Here we go. We're back. Can't really go in here. This is just like a weird map thing that they stuck in to make the sword. See? We can go in this side, but not the other side. And this is just the exit. So there we go. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's just a cool little Easter egg. There's a little bit of treasure lying around, but mostly this is just sightseeing. It's just a cool place that you can go and see how the devs kind of stuck themselves into the game in a neat way. So, yeah. I'm a fan. But that's it. I've shown you everything that there is to see. Of course, there are one or two things still in the game. Alternate endings and stuff that you haven't seen. For example, there is, you know, the Path of Light. The one that y'all didn't choose. And there are also alternate methods for turning in things like the trumpet. If you were here earlier in the series, you remember that we can find the horn when the humans and elves are fighting over it. Take it to different sides. The fake river stride plans, or you know what you do when you rescue Lauren Steele, who you side with, who you take the Oscillation Overthruster to. There's all kinds of different little twists and turns in the game that were not present in Might and Magic 6. So I'm going to leave those for you to discover. And I certainly hope that you will pick up the game yourself. If you are watching on YouTube, the link where you can get the game is down in the video description. And I hope that you'll give it a try. And if you do, let me know in the YouTube comments or here on Twitch during another stream or on Twitter, Facebook, Pillow Fort, wherever I'm at on social media. Tell me about your experiences with it. Tell me about the party that you make and the adventures you have, whether you choose the path of light or dark, whether you side with the elves or the humans, or if you betray Castor and his allies, or if you side with Resurrectra. But for now, we're going to concentrate on finishing this current adventure, because we have a couple of nasty little problems right here that we've got to take care of before we can do anything else. So, now that we are fully armed,
This should be easy.
this is not going to be nearly as much of a challenge as it was the first time that we came through here. Or is it? Regeneration's going to help a lot here, but the assassin droids especially are kind of a big deal. There we go. Their attack, for some reason, is Earth-based. Probably, I think, because there aren't a lot of Earth-based attacks in the game. So there we go. That's going to help a lot. And you'll notice, too, that when we fought Robert the Wise, his blaster attacks were also Earth-based for whatever reason.
But I need it fixed.
There we go. These don't drop any treasure. They are worth quite a bit of experience if we decide that we want to kill them all, of course. Thankfully, the assassin droid's, like, worst threat, which is that they can just eradicate you with their blasters, that won't work on us as long as we have protection from magic up. So that means that y'all have got to help me keep a very, very close eye on that purple indicator right there, because we definitely do not want that to go down.
But I need it fixed. Ow.
We're going to use the terrain to our advantage a little bit. Doodly-doo. Power cure. Because, of course, we don't want to shoot at all of them if we don't have to. Or rather, we don't want all of them shooting at us. There we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you for moving out right there. That is exactly what I wanted. So now I can do this. Oh, also you'll notice that our followers are not currently with us. They don't come to the Lincoln because they cannot travel through the shoals. So, technically speaking, even though we teleported here you'll notice that they're still not with us, right? It's because the game just doesn't recognize that they can be here. Okay. Let me... There we go. I think that's going to do a little bit better than dark magic, maybe. See, their resistance to air and water is fairly low. Light and dark is fairly low, so it's not that bad. Oh, there we go, 166 points. That's not nearly so bad. There we go. Put a few hit points back on the team. Oh yeah, that toxic cloud is doing very nicely. Hey, excellent. Oop. You are right in our way. There we go. Okay. I think we're due another dragon's breath.
But I need it fixed.
How many hit points have you got left? I bet it's not more than a dragon breath. Oh, I'm surprised it was slightly more than a dragon breath. They're very loud. One of the reasons that I want to take them out is honestly because of that annoying, like, rattlesnake sound effect that they make. Man, I'll never get the hang of exactly how resistances function in this game. I just know that sometimes a spell does, 200 damage in one shot, and sometimes the same spell does 9 damage. There we go. See, look at this. They were devastating when we had all of our spells off after coming through the shoals and the wetsuits, but now they're no challenge. Okay, so let's head this direction first. They're going to, here we go, try and attack us through here. But that's okay, because unlucky for them, we're even more effective in melee than we are at range. Oh, and they can be stunned. See? Our dodge tank taking care of business there. Oh, you poor baby. My sweet summer child. I mean, honestly, I'm a fan. Okay, also, though, can we talk about, like, the super creepy design for these droids? Let's head over here because we see a room full of treasure, right? Doodly-doo. Haha. Sort of an engine room. There's some droids up there, too. Aha. More assassin droids. But we know what to do with those. Unfortunately, they're like all assassin droids. There's one little secret droid in the back, but other than that, they're all assassin droids up here. Now, here's the thing. Did you see him just jump off over there? Whoop. Here's the thing about these droids. We're not going to level up anymore before the end of the game anyway. So, there's no reason that we can't just, like, unload on them. We can come back and heal as often as we want. And we have built up a lot of resources.
But I need it fixed.
We have really piled the points into things like dark magic, into things like fire magic. Y'all, we built a solid team. So, you know, all of these points in spirit and body magic, they've got to go somewhere. Personally, I favor into the enemy. Ah, annoying little things. Boom. Oh, yes, nice. Come over here where we can hit you. That's exactly what I wanted. Because now, see, I can basically just pound the A button. Look at you. Over here by yourself. Oh man, this ancient technology really just, isn't all that it's cracked up to be, I guess. Well, we'll play it safe. We don't want to get too cocky. On the other hand, look at that. A power cure just about killed everybody to full health. All of those wonderful, wonderful wanks that you decided to throw into spirit and body magic
But I need it fixed.
for our last few levels. Very tasty. Nothing can stop us now. In fact, man, you know, I almost feel like risking a haste spell. I'm not going to, because of course they do have that annoying tendency to wear off very quickly and then leave you with the weakened status. But we could. Look at this. This is such a cool level. Let's see. Everything's looking good except for immolation. Which, of course, we know that that wears off very quickly, so no problem. Okay, we're gonna have to come over here and take care of this fella because he is stuck on geometry. You know what, little guy? We've all been there, right? We have all been there. Now you, on the other hand, you can move around freely.
But I need it fixed.
You know, you have the option to go places, to do other stuff. You could be anywhere. And instead, you decided to attack us. And frankly, I just feel like that was a bad idea. For everyone involved. Well, at least for you, anyway. Whee! Oh, Lord, I hate that noise. So annoying. Ah, there's so many. So the thing is, we can fight them all. Do we want to? That I can't tell you.
Do you need medical attention?
Let's start with this.
Take care.
We'll put immolation back on after we recall. Just re-up that there. There we are. I wish you would come over here. Can we hit you from here? Yes. Oh, we can. Ooh. Well then, in that case, this is over. We're done with you. Because I don't know how you're hitting us, but... And I mean, to be fair, frankly, I don't know how we're hitting you either, but whatever. Where's that even coming from? Oh, okay. No, this one. There we go. They're mostly going to kill themselves by shooting us, honestly. Ironically, things like earth resistance are actually going to kind of get in our way there for stuff like pain reflection because, of course... there we go. The less damage we take, the less damage they're going to take in return. So that means that when we pile on the protections so that they're hurting us less, they're also hurting themselves less. That's alright, because I am much more concerned about how much they're hurting us. Because we're going to hurt them regardless. Silly droids. Okay. Now, you can kind of begin to see the shape of the ship, right? Like the wings on either side, the engines in the center. This up here is like the command deck, so you can sort of see the way that it's laid out, right? Let's see. Where is that? There is something blue over here. Wizard Eye is telling me that there's a thing. Maybe above or below. That's alright. We'll find out. We will find out. Now, the reason that fighting these droids really sucks is because, you know, they have a long-range AI. They're not going to come and fight us. So we are going to have to find a good spot from which to fight them. Because, I mean, yeah, we can take them. We've seen it. But the fewer of them shooting at us at any given time, the better. That's generally a solid rule. There we go. Let's see if a dragon breath will hit. Yeah, I get that, at least that one. So let's do another one then. Hopefully it's hitting more than one, you know, that we can't see, but... You have to kind of kite them a little bit. But you can see once you start separating them and with all of our buffs on, like, these are no more difficult than anything else in the game. Honestly, I would rather fight these than to fight things like Titans and Dragons in groups. Because the worst thing that these can do to you, other than just killing you, is, you know, they can eradicate you with the blasters. But even then, like... I mean... If you've got protection for magic on, no harm done.
But I need it fixed.
The main thing is, just like you are with the blasters, the droids are very fast. They get lots of shots. You can see that they're hitting, you know, multiple times. There's a couple behind us. They have a bit of a tendency to shoot through objects as well. Come on, yeah, come closer.
But I need it fixed.
You watch them see, like, doing the little every time that they shoot us, because, of course, pain reflection is kicking in. Which is fine with me.
But I need it fixed.
It is but a scratch.
Alright, I'll do another shared life. This is a pretty solid final dungeon. I do think that, you know, like I said, the Titans and the Dragons and things, they just have more different resistances and similar that I wouldn't want to be up against necessarily. You know, the Titans, of course, are immune to mind, and that's not necessarily a huge thing because you're not going to mind control every enemy that you see. We've not even done that once. Use the enslave spell. But Dragons and Titans together, they have so many different resistances, whereas all of these droids, at least, they have one damage type, which is, you know, they're dealing earth damage. They have one gimmick, which is shoot fast and try to eradicate you. Okay. They don't fly. They're in an enclosed space. They don't really have a melee attack, so, you know, even all of their attacks are the same. It's just blaster bolt. Everything is a blaster bolt. There are 3 of you piled up back here. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me come over here and we'll just give you a little of this. Whereas, you know, if you're fighting Titans and Dragons and things, you're looking at all kinds of stuff. Like, you're looking at mix and match resistances. You're looking at different attack types, so you have to have multiple buffs on to protect you from water, from air, from fire.
Ow.
You know. You're maneuvering in a much more three-dimensional space. There we go. So I think that Dragons and Titans are just, you know, a really huge hassle compared to the droids. The droids tell you what to expect, and there's only one thing you really have to worry about. There's just one gimmick. Oh gosh, the silence is deafening. And I'm glad for it. We recast Stone Skin too. Some of these are doors and some of them are not. Okay, we'll go up here. I think I may be tempted to go ahead and I'm going to set a different Lloyd's Beacon here. Let me recast Immolation as well because I know that that's running down. There we go. Come on. You're not letting me in anywhere. There's all these things around that look like computer consoles. This place can be a little confusing. I don't spend a lot of time here, you know. Actually, most of the time, I have to admit, I cast invisibility and just kind of run through here because it's the end of the game, right? Why would you not do that? And there are answers. For example, look here. We have actually already gone up a level from killing these droids and things. Oh, Lord. Let me look at the map here. Gotta remember where I'm at. Okay, we're going back this way. There are some people who could tell you with their eyes closed where all of the different stuff is here in the Lincoln. I don't pretend to be one of them. I love the game. I'm good at the game. That does not necessarily mean I know every little thing about the game. Let's see. Okay, now, why did that not open before? I was in here and I clicked on it and you all saw that. You all know, you are my witnesses. Lord. Why you be like this though, game? Thank you. Well, at least you owned up. As long as you apologize and do better, that's all that matters. Honestly, like, Might and Magic is so far from Star Wars, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of that same science fantasy feel. Like, you know, magic is real, but also there are, you know, blaster rifles and starships and assassin droids. Okay, here we go. This is one of our engine rooms. You can see one of these is missing. I think it's like maybe that's an escape pod? Not an engine room? Well. Okay. Well, now that that's open, maybe these other doors will open too. There we go, see? The magic is real. Hey, look at that. Check it out. See, I knew what I was doing. Damn it. There's a chest right here.
Oops.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And here we go. This is what we were looking for. Remember I said that we had seen blasters, but we had yet to see any blaster rifles. Well, there we go. 5d5 plus 12. The finest of personal weapons. Made during the time of wonders, blaster rifles can deal death faster than any weapon you have ever seen. Folks. If they're just gonna be shooting at us all the damn time, right? If they're not gonna come to us, then I mean... And I love, too, that, like, it's one hand. She can still use her shield for no real reason. There we go. See, look, everything's working now. I think there's some kind of central control panel you have to hit to turn all the systems on or deactivate the security lockdown or something technical like that. Yes, it kind of is.
Oops.
It kind of is, guys. Oh man, that's very good plate armor. Oh, very good paladin boots too.
Very weak.
Mind resistance plus 24, endurance plus 20. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That is not a smart way to hold a gun. But it is what it is. If it works for them, then I'm not gonna complain. Okay. Oh, baby. It's time to return fire. Look at this.
I need it fixed.
See, it hits for less, perhaps, than some of our specialized weapons, you know, overall. But look how many shots we're getting. You can tell by when the hand closes and reopens. We're getting so many more shots.
But I need it fixed.
Look at that. So it doesn't matter. It's just like when we were using the blaster pistols underwater against the sharks. Oh boy. Boom, boom, boom. Overall, like, they're probably arguably better if you're in real time, but because of the way turn-based works, they are still effective. There we go. Teleport to the other side here. They're still effective in turn-based as well, because what it adds up to is it effectively means you just get more turns. See, look at that. You basically become a bullet hose. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Pew, 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 pew.
But I need it fixed.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. So many pew.
But I need it fixed. Ow.
Goodness gracious. Watch their HP melt away. And of course, you know, if we want to use our other weapons or our bows or what have you, then we can, and they remain effective. But keep in mind, too, that as fast as these are going down now with the blaster rifles, notice that I am not using spells to supplement. That is with weapons only, whereas previously,
Ow.
of course,
I had it.
Very weak.
we were using spells as well. Oh, look at that, another copy of Wallace. Oh, man. If only we had someone who used swords. They could dual-wield artifacts. That's kind of rare for an artifact like that to double spawn in a playthrough. Oh my. Well, this is going to be fun. I wish we had a line spell. That is something that Might and Magic is lacking. You know, you have all kinds of AoEs. You have burst AoEs. You have cones. You have projectiles that shoot out in front of you and, you know, kind of a spread. You even have AoEs that bounce. But you don't have something that just shoots out in like a beam in front of you and goes, like, pierces through multiple enemies. So, and yes, absolutely. Wallace is the only thing that hasn't really impressed Tuvok this whole time. Even back when he was an orc, like before he became a lich. It was just like, this stuff is lame. Also, I'm not 100% certain if these are the kind of flashing lights that, like, someone with epilepsy should worry about, but probably, I'm going to do my best to remember to put a flashing lights warning on this video when I upload to YouTube, just in case. I figure, you know, better safe than sorry. Oh, what's that? I'm sorry. Are you stuck on the corpses of your brethren? Are you tripping over the corridor full of dead bodies? Have so many of you fallen that you can no longer effectively maneuver? Well, you know, I can think of one solution. You can just die. And yeah, this was before those kind of warnings became popularized. There we go. Now we're back out here where we were before. This was, I think, well before that became, like, any kind of standard policy. I do still have to heal a little bit, but notice that I'm also healing less when we engage with the blaster rifles versus when we were engaging with, like, you know, sword and spell as well. So Da-dee-la-dee-da-day.
But I need
Hey.
it fixed.
Are you guys having a blast?
But I need it fixed.
Because I am.
But I need it fixed.
That's an assassin droid, so it's like got more hit points. Okay, okay. I guess I'll heal. Well, unfortunately for everybody involved, they're going to fail miserably.
Ow.
Oh, there's a little one. Look at him. He's pocket-sized.
No match for me.
But I need it
There
fixed.
we go. These are like, I don't think this is like the med bay. This is like, you know, cryo sleep room or something. Okay. Now, since we're back in the central area, we already have Aloyd's beacon set there. Let's pop back real quick and we will re-up our spell points.
Do you need medical attention? Take
There
care.
we go. Anything about to run out? Hammer hands and regeneration, actually. Wow, a bunch of our buffs are about to run out now. Okay, so let's see. Wizard Eye. Shield's not going to help us because they're using Earth. Well, it might. I'll re-up it anyway. Okay, but first things first. Protection from magic for sure. Wizard Eye. We'll put Immolation back on after we get over there. I don't want to accidentally hit Jack. Jack the Ripped Golem. Instead of Jack the Ripper, he's like Jack the Ripped-er, because he's ripped-er than you are. What's that? Oh, Immolation. There we go. I'm sorry, that was such a terrible joke that I lost track of what I was doing. Anything? Oh, okay. More droids. This also prevents me, or saves me from like having to use the haste spell, because if I did, our fire rate would go through the roof. But because it's already so high, there's not really a good reason to worry about it. And as I said, you know, haste is all well and good, but I don't want to deal with when the spell wears off the way that it gives you the weakened condition. That is a waste of everyone's time. This is a supply closet, is what that is. Here we go. Ah, yes. Back into this room where we were before anyway. Okay, excellent. So we have explored that side. Now we'll head back over here. What's in here? It's an elevator. There's another elevator beside it. This just goes up to the second level. Okay, nothing behind us. Boom, 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 boom. I think I shall supplement, however, with the occasional dragon breath.
But I need it fixed.
Just because, A, it's fun. B, there are multiple targets anyway, and you can still only hit one target at a time with a blaster bolt. And C, we didn't put all of these ranks into dark magic for nothing. And I'll be darned if we're not going to use it. Let's see. Oh, you're almost down. Now, of course, you see that window slot over there. You know there's going to be more, like, in there. Well, there weren't. I'm very surprised. It's like a security kiosk that you have to use to open this door. Come on.
But I need it
They
fixed.
separated themselves for us. Thank you guys for being so cooperative. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Well. Alright, I'm going to throw out a few toxic clouds here because they are going to do a lot more damage per shot than the blasters are. And everyone else is going to get the same number of blaster shots regardless of what Tuvok does on his own. So we can take out one or two of these so that we're not in a pincer formation, as it were. There we go. Hey. He did himself in. Thank you. Alright, let's get a power cure. We got some people in the red. Okay, now you lot, on the other hand, I don't know that you deserve a dragon breath. Because these are just the little ones. There we go, see? One's already gone down. They've only got like 400 hit points, which of course, when you say, oh, only 400, that sounds so blasé, you know, and inappropriate. Like, if 400 of something is a lot of anything. But we are at the point in the game where it's not a lot of hit points to us. It really just isn't. These are like force field jail containers. See, look, there's a literal invisible wall. They're even offset from one another, which I appreciate. Because honestly, the last thing that you should be doing with jail cells is putting them like right across from each other. So that's why there's a security kiosk to open the doors. Okay. The doors that way. There is going to be one over here. Whoop. More droids. Including an assassin. Alright. Well, if his hitbox is going to be in front, might as well take him out.
But I need it fixed. But I need it fixed.
I wonder if he's too close for a dragon breath. Oh, he was. Doodly-doo. Doodly-dee. We'll just hang out right here for a moment. You saw one that was called Engineering Bot. Here, they'll wake up in just a second. There we go. We don't even need to teleport back. Regeneration is so good, you guys. I do need to check them for broken equipment,
Just little me fixed it.
Yeah.
Just little
Because
me fixed it.
in addition to, like, every time you get knocked out, something probably broke. Also, just Dragon Breath is a spell that breaks stuff. Alright, well, now you're not too far away, are you? Or too close, rather, I should say. Of course, I don't think that he's standing next to anyone to make it worth shooting, though. I don't think a Dragon Breath will hit those in the back, unfortunately. Yes, please, like, this is the appropriate point, just get it all out of your system. Like, if you have any Star Wars puns, go ahead and, you know, throw them out in chat now. This is your last chance, after all, so please do feel free to indulge. Let's see, I'm going to go with a shared life this time. And another Dragon Breath, because there are still two of them. There we go. This one should be almost gone. Indeed, that's what protection from Earth is. Or, listen at me, protection from Earth. Magic the Gathering, D&D kind of stuff. No, Earth resistance. That's what Earth resistance is for. Hey, oh, we're back up. Before we continue, I am going to open these other doors. I don't want to leave them behind. Okay, well that was pointless. My bad. For some reason I thought that was gonna go up. Ah, more of you. That's alright, because immolation has 8 minutes left. Let me recast that. Game time goes so much quicker than you think it does, especially when you're not really paying attention. So, you know. Everything else is still good right now. Now, if only we could get some lightsabers for melee, am I right? What else is there? There's another secret droid, another... Okay.
But I need it fixed.
Yes, I know. Here, I'm going to play it safe, and let's see if they'll... Ironically, because we don't have melee weapons on, like... I can't shoot them right there. There we go. I can do this, though. Right now, it's not quality so much as quantity because there's a bunch of droids in there. You can only target the one in front, of course. There we go. There's one fewer now. Okay, this one's almost down. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, nice. Now we'll just shoot through the gap here. Gotta keep an eye on her SP. Of course, this central room is a great place for a Lloyd's Beacon, so that means that, you know, we can pretty much any time we can go back and refill our SP if we need to. That didn't break anything, did it? No. Also, I feel like this dungeon, the Lincoln, as a final level, has some kind of like mixed feelings for me, because on the one hand, I think it's a cool gimmick, like to build up to this, and then have this be the final level, you know, all sci-fi and full of these really deadly droids and so forth. On the other hand, I also feel like because of the really? Okay. Because of the nature of the enemies and your power level when you get here and the resources you have, some of the things that are really cool and that provide a lot of mobility and flexibility earlier in the game also combine here to kind of, I don't want to say shoot themselves in the foot. That's not fair. But like, for example, you can use invisibility to skip a lot of this level because by now you should definitely be Grandmaster of Air Magic. And, of course, as a Grandmaster of Water Magic, what are we already doing? You know, like, go ahead and do a power cure this time. And then we'll have to go back and see, like, this is what I was just about to say. We'll just go back and refill their SP. Not a big deal.
But I need it.
So, using Lloyd's Beacon and Town Portal, you can cheese this just as easily as you can any other dungeon where you would use those resources. Okay, we will come back to this in a moment. We've got a green spot here, which means that we are clearing out these droids. Toot sweet.
Do you need medical attention? Take care.
There we go. And see, look how fast we can just, like, leave and come back. Like, it's not a huge deal. And while the droids are still definitely a challenge, nonetheless, I think that it's, like I said, it's by no means is this level a letdown. I just don't know if it's what they wanted it to be. There we go. Check that out. The Oscillation Overthruster. Type Ancient Parts. This device has no visible symbols or parts. Why it is so valuable is beyond your comprehension. So yes. See, check this out. This right here is the helm of the Lincoln. You can see here. These are the control panels. And look, these are just like... This is just a texture that they picked from here in the dungeon, that they just wrapped it in a weird way. And I love that. They didn't even really bother to create like an actual computer panel. They just, you know... And I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if there's some reason for that, if it was a deliberate decision. Let us out. There, you can see the sparks and stuff flying because we took the Oscillation Overthruster. So now the ship is sparking. It's damaged. Is it gonna blow up? Is it gonna fall apart? The world may never know. But nah, though. Ooh. See, and look at all these beautiful blaster rifles. One more treasure chest for old time's sake. Simone, if you would, please. Well,
I had it.
it's okay. You tried, and it honestly doesn't matter at this point. All these blasters. Ooh. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god, that is one of the best enchantments in the game, and nobody is using spears, and it's the very last thing that we find. Look at that. Oh my god, I hate that. Darkness is like, is way up there. Drain hit points from target and increased weapon speed. See, that's really, really good. So you hit faster, lower recovery time, and then also... like, every time you hit someone, you're healing as well.
Ow!
Okay. Right, yeah. I mean, you know, it's only the end of the game, right? We can just, like, dodge back real quick and, you know, we'll have someone pick up spears. We'll go to the training grounds. You know, throw 5 or 10 ranks in there and grab Grandmaster. No big deal. There is, like, one last part down there. And I don't want to miss it. Let me... I am, though, going to do a real quick safety. Oh. That's just a bathroom. Here we go. Okay. Repositioning because I'm gonna see if maybe I can get a dragon breath in there. Dare I try it? Yes. Okay, good. Excellent. That'll make this go much quicker. See, look at that, and the time it takes them to recover from a dragon breath casting. The others get like 4 or 5 shots apiece.
No, but I need it fixed.
Come, get out of here.
But I need it fixed.
Just but a scratch. Oh, yes.
You are less wrong than perhaps some people might wish for you to be. Of course, the folks who object to the sudden and unannounced appearance of science fiction in their Might and Magic game, I'm not gonna pull that, like, no true Scotsman BS where it say, well, they're not real fans of the franchise, because that's ridiculous. If you like it, then you're a fan. No, but they probably have not experienced the entirety of the franchise, because the science fantasy elements and the high-tech elements have always been there since the beginning. That has always been a part of Might and Magic. For example, the names Zine and Varn from the franchise, from Might and Magic 6, from Might and Magic 2 and 4 and so on, they refer to specific stuff, and I would like for you to go and play those games and experience that, and so I'm not going to tell you. Like, you're gonna see enough of it and, pick up enough spoilers or spoilery lore just from watching my playthroughs. There we go. Peace and quiet. There we go. And that is the Lincoln 100%ed, folks. What do you say we get out of here before the ship explodes? There we go. Okay, my goodness. Whew-wee. Okay, well. So, Jack.
Good evening.
Unlike the guard outside, who just happened to be lucky enough to somehow, in some bizarre twist of fate, survive an Armageddon spell. I still don't know how that happened, but I don't think that we have to fake our sincerity when we tell you, as we told him, that you've just done a really bang-up job guarding the castle. I don't think any of us are going to forget that time that, when... Oh, what was his name? He's dead, it doesn't matter, but, the mercenaries, they attacked the town, invaded the castle, thought they could step to us, and you just crushed them. You were really crushing it that day, like, literally crushing it, like popping heads like melons with each hand. It was amazing, and I appreciate that in a minion. And if there's anything I appreciate in a minion more than the ability to crush my enemies, it is a magical compulsion to unfailingly follow my every order, no matter what it is, without the ability to resist or have an opinion of your own about my villainy. So, Jack, from all of us, from the bottoms of our hearts, thank you for your service, because the Lords of Harmondale are going to see more of you, presumably, as they go on to rule the world with you at their side. But for us, it's goodbye. So, if we can get F's in chat for Jack. Oh, also, I've been wanting to show you this. I skipped this part earlier. The butler, the last time our castle was upgraded, he had some really funny things to say. It's my lords. Lord Archibald sent engineers and artisans to upgrade Castle Harmondale, and now we have an upstairs and a downstairs. Lord Archibald also left gifts in chests in these new areas. The artisans are setting up shop in the entry hall and will have many wonderful items for sale. Oh, yes, the workers discovered an older area to the castle, a torture chamber and dungeon. We are very lucky. I never thought Harmondale could afford such luxuries, my lords. He's so into it, you guys. Look at that. And I do believe that that dialogue is different if you choose the Path of Light, by the way. Because then, of course, it's Queen Catherine, or Gavin Magnus, who sends wizard architects to upgrade your castle. So, of course, he refers to that. You get a slightly different dialogue box, and he doesn't brag on the torture chamber nearly as much. Okay, well, Elsie the banker, Doris the instructor, you've been with us a long time. Also, Baby Dragon. I just want you to know, we never really gave you a name, I don't think. And in fact, because there are no warlocks in the party, you literally provide no bonus whatsoever and just eat a bunch of our food every time we rest. But we've enjoyed your company. So a fond farewell to Baby Dragon as well. And this is it, y'all. In the last stream, you decided that we would stick to lawful evil. And that rather than betray our allies and take the Oscillation Overthruster to Resurrectra in Celeste instead, that we were going to go ahead and give this to Castor. So, are y'all ready? Because this is the end of the game. We're going to head to Castle Gloaming one final time. We're going to go and talk to Castor and his remaining allies, minus Tolberti, of course, on whom he exercised his skill as Grand Master of the Blaster skill. And then we're going to rule the world, y'all. So, this has been a fantastically fun ride. I'm glad that y'all picked the Path of Dark, not just because I think that you have found it to be fun, but also because it is the one that I definitely play the least. As I've told you before, I played this game many times over the last, 20-odd years, and I almost always choose the Path of Light. I've only done the Path of Dark like 4 or 5 times, maybe max. So this has been a treat for me too. It's always a treat for me to go back and to play these games over again for the first time with you playing along with me. It always makes it a different, really awesome experience, and I'm glad that you have been part of the party. So, therefore, let us go together. I invite all of you to come along with the Lords of Harmondale as we take over all of Enroth and Erathia. Well, there goes Maximus. Gotta test him. Congratulations to Simone, the level 68 ninja, Tuvok, the level 68 lich, Suroma, the level 68 priest of the dark, and Zoltan, the level 68 bounty hunter, and to all of you as well, who have come along with me on this adventure through one of my favorite games. Brilliant, the completion of the Heavenly Forge has provided enough ancient weapons to crush all resistance to your plans. Soon the world will bow to your every whim. Still, you can't help but wonder what was beyond the gate the other side was trying so hard to build. Total time it took us in game hours, 3 years, 2 months, 12 days. Our score, 9,070, which is, I mean, largely meaningless, but there you go. It is what it is. So, yeah, feel free to screenshot this out and print it out for yourselves, because that was actually the intention of this. Might and Magic 6 ended the same way, you might remember, or if you don't, again, go and watch that series as well. This is a certificate proving that you beat the game, because you could only see this screen when you got to the ending. So you were actually intended to print this off and like show it to people and keep it as proof that like, hey, I won at Might and Magic. So there we go. Congratulations, adventurer. We hope that you've enjoyed playing Might and Magic 7 as much as we did making it. We have saved this screen as file name in your Might and Magic 7 directory. You can print it out as proof of your accomplishment. See? See, I'm not making that up. They literally tell you. The Might and Magic 7 development team. Well, thank you, development team, wherever all of you are now. Just like with Might and Magic 6, I definitely appreciate this wonderful game, especially after all these years. I hope that all of you who are watching did as well. And I hope that you'll pick it up for yourself and give it a shot. Of course, now we can train to level 70, but I feel like that's almost a bit excessive. So, there we go. Folks, that was Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor. We have completed every quest. We've killed a lot of monsters. We've cast Armageddon in most of the towns. We have betrayed a lot of people. And now, we're going to go out and rule the world a little bit. You know? They're into it. See? Look at that. They're cheering. Yay. Hooray for you. Yay. Yes, so yes, treat yourselves to an evil laugh. Feel free if you want to drop an evil cackle in chat. That is perfectly acceptable at this point. Level 70 is a lot. We've come quite a long way. We put a lot of work in, and I am glad that you were here for every minute of it, whether you just got here for this final episode or whether you've been here since day one, either of this series or of the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure. And I hope that you had enough fun that you will continue to stick around for future series and for more upcoming games. So remember to follow me on social media. Go over, subscribe on YouTube if you're not already. Give this video a like and leave your comments. You know, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Pillow Fort. Message me there and let me know what you want to see next. Speaking of next, I hope that you will join me for Betrayal in Antara, which is going to be my first blind playthrough here on the channel, because I missed that game the first time around, and that is your all's pick following Might and Magic 7. We did Icewind Dale, we've done Might and Magic 7, Betrayal in Antara starts. I'm going to take next Saturday off to make sure that I have everything ready, and so I'll see you on the next round when we start a new adventure, and we'll see what lies ahead for us. I hope that you'll be there. That will be Saturday after next, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York and Miami time here in the U.S. And be sure to drop by at the same time on Mondays and Thursdays for other series, both with me and with my wonderful husband, Specific Pixel, and I will see you for the next game. As always, to each and every one of you here right now watching on YouTube who follow me elsewhere, thank you so much. It means the world to me. As always, thanks for playing.